The reading today is from John Seed. May we turn inwards and stumble upon our true roots in the intertwining biology of this exquisite planet. May nourishment and power pulse through these roots and fierce determination to continue the billion-year dance. Take these beautiful words deep within our soul and ponder on them. The energy of love is surrounding this community today, as the beauty of the earth is noted by all of us. The beauty of the flowers, the green grass, the rain, the sunshine, the clouds, the vibrant earth that is saying, I am coming alive, I have been asleep. And so many times that we know that we have been asleep within ourselves, and as we awaken, as the spring awakens the earth, so we awaken ourselves, that we have been asleep in the billion-year era. And so I'm knowing that each one of us is here by divine appointment, that we are here to hear what we need to hear, that each person here is a divination of God, of the love that is God upon this earth. And so I'm blessed, and we are blessed by the Reverend Cece, by the band, by the teachers who teach our children. And so I know that everything that is here is in divine order. And so I say thank you for knowing this and knowing that all is good, and so it is. So it is.
So you will see me sticking a little bit closer to my notes today because I have something completely different for you. Something I've never done before. So here goes nothing. Some time ago at an auction, Kelly purchased a rare concoction, a sermon, the topic to be selected by the buyer, whatever she elected. She chose something tricky, hard to do. A sermon in verse from me to you. I'll warn you up front that rhyming while preaching is not always easy. It sometimes means reaching for a word that conveys the right meaning while rhyming. And sometimes, of course, it's all in the timing. So forgive me for sometimes shoving or pounding a word or a syllable in when it's sounding the right way, even if the rhythm is off. To Dr. Seuss and Ogden Nash and their ilk, I doff my hat. So that's that. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, all. Let's talk about Earth, this blue orb we call home, which feeds us, supports us, and more. A new commandment, one that cuts to the core of the issues we face, of life as we know it. This commandment implores us to please not blow it. Thou shalt love Mother Earth. It's as simple as that. Why is it so hard? We should have it down pat. Unless she is healthy, not one will survive. We must change our approach to come out alive. What happens to Earth also happens to man. A very good reason to do what we can. It's based on our choices and actions and deeds. So let us choose wisely. Let us pay heed to the ominous warnings we see all around. Let's make different choices, ones that are sound when viewed from the eyes of all life on Earth, not merely our own, not based on net worth. How do we get here? We got here by forgetting that we're connected to all. We've been betting that our marvelous brains could come up with a plan to fix technologically all that man has wrought in his misunderstanding of life, thinking ego and science could resolve the strife. Here's the thing, though, that tips the balance. Earth's a one-time project. There's no second chance. We're not finished yet, but soon we will be. And the closer we get, the fewer options we'll see. There's no time to lose, so now we must act. It's time to grow up, to be different, in fact. When it all started, God breathed into man a soul, pneuma, spirit. But rather than seeing that all creation had a soul too, we said, only humans do. In this world, we're new. We broke ourselves off from the rest of creation, divided things up into tribes, clans, and nations. The more separate we felt, the less thought we gave to the fruits of our actions. Our greed, our grave misuse of the air, our abuse of the soil, our cruelty to animals, our waste of the oil Earth took eons to make. Now we've used it all. Our planet is dying. Yet we hear a deep call from the mystics and sages who tell us that we are one with it all, every deer, bird, and tree, that all is ensouled, that it's all holy ground, that by the same rules, all nature is bound. So what happens to nature happens to us too. Now science has joined in, so I think it's true. As we know, life's secret lies in our seeing. We see as we believe and bring into being that which aligns with that which we are. So to change things out there, we must change things in here. We must activate our spiritual heart, where love, wisdom, and compassion all are part. When we look with our hearts to the soul of all things, we see, really see, our sisters with wings, our brothers with fur, and our fishy-finned uncles, our cousins who crawl, our grand aunts and grand uncles who live in the sea and sing to each other. Our hearts can hear all the songs of the mother. Until we see with the eyes of the heart, I'm afraid we won't do what is just the part that only we can do. It's the reason we're here. To put aside our greed, our hate, our fear, and realize that on this boat we all sink or swim. So we've got to start teaching ourselves to trim away all the stuff that we learn from out there, and listen and look with the heart, and dare to love all creation with passion and vigor. To be guided by that love, to think with rigor, and become those beings who do God's work on earth, to help a new consciousness flower and give birth to a new world, a new home, one that holds all life with sanctity, allowing our planet to become rife again with the species we've nearly erased, to transmute the troubles with which we are faced. If you've ever been out in the woods at night and seen the Milky Way spread out in might, or happened upon a doe and her fawn moving like whispers through the woods at dawn, then you already know how to open your heart in wonder. And that, my friend, is your part. To ask an old tree a question and wait for its ancient, slow answer to help change our fate. By kneeling so close to a flower you see deep into its heart, to follow a bee on its rounds of gathering nectar and know the gift it gives back, the pollen it stows on its legs for the next blossom's use, to hear the morning songbirds catching their muse, to taste water from a clear mountain spring and vow to protect it from all polluting, to realize that each species of animal, from gray wolf to elephant to piggy to camel, brings something important to the health of the whole. Let caring for all of them become your goal. To let the world's beauty crack open your heart so that your every act, every thought, becomes part of a new story so clear and so filled with grace. Our planet responds by becoming the place it is meant to become, a garden of life, filled with love and respect and honor, not strife. My friends, it is up to you and to me, because if we don't do it, who will? Do you see that we're each here on Earth at this pivotal time to become the ones who bring Earth back to her prime? To love our mother so deeply, so gently, so well, that our every action casts a great spell that enhances all life, all being, all form, that remembers the whale as well as the worm, that cherishes the microbes that clean up the forest, and raises bugs, birds, and frogs into a great chorus of celebration of the beauty of Earth, our mother, our life. This thing of such worth, she deserves all we can give her, all the work it'll take to bring about the very best world we can make. The time is now, not a moment to waste, yet nothing we do can be done in haste. A change of this size, the story of our being, can only occur when all are agreeing that the lives of our children and grandchildren too matter more than saving $1 or $2. When we all come around to the point of believing that all life matters, then we start weaving a story of kindness, of love, and allowing every being to have a place. A story of vowing to do all we can every day of our lives to create that garden until it arrives. My friends, our poetic adventure is done. I hope you thought newly and had some fun. I know I sure did, though the next time I offer a sermon for auction, I'll be sure to proffer clearer instructions. Because while it's been great, it took a long time and Kelly just had to wait. I close with the words of the old Onceler from Dr. Seuss, the Lorax, because he's so clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So care for your own sake, or for your neighbor. Just care. Just care. Let your heart inform your labor. Together, let's create a garden of beauty and love. Together, it's something we can be sure of. Let's honor and nurture the beauty of Earth. Our mother, our life, this thing of such worth. She deserves all we can do, all the love it will take to bring about the very best world we can make. Fini.
Oh my God.
I was riding in airports and on airplanes in the dark, and there it is, Kelly. So for the rest of our time together this morning, the Green Team has an amazing, amazing presentation for you. So first I'm going to bring up Kathy Rice to give you the intro and info about the event.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, I am not a public speaker. I'm a hugger and a lover, as you all well know. So I'm going to be reading this just to let you know. Welcome everyone to our Earth Day celebration. The word for the day is sustainability. This should be the committed resolve of all humans, sincerely trying not to cause harm or deplete the natural resources of this beautiful earth we call home. We do this to support a long-term balance for continued survival and uplifting of our planet and the whole human race. Today is our gift to you in this quest. We are providing a wonderful, sustainable meal to fill your tummies and warm your hearts, and a gift of organic heirloom seeds, fruits, veggies, and herbs, the only truly sustainable seeds. On the top of each packet is a website where you can download a free guide to planting, sprouting, and storing your heirloom seeds. With a little loving care, this packet of seeds can feed your family for generations. Simply retain the seeds from this year's best and most succulent crop. Then you can plant them for next year's crop, share them with family and friends, starting a whole new tradition of your own, and share them with a seed library. There you can borrow seeds free of charge to build your garden and simply save some of those seeds to share back with the library. As you borrow more, you continue the process of free food for yourself and others. In the social hall, you'll find lots of information on our bulletin board, the one left of center, with information on seeds, local food directory, farmers markets, tips on regrowing your own market vegetables, the world's most green cities, and other topics. Feel free to browse them, and if you'd like a copy, just give me your email address. I've got them all on my computer, and I'll send it right to you. Remember, too, you can speak with most anyone on our green team about our recycling efforts for you in this center. May you always sustain a wonderful, healthy, and happy life. Happy Earth Day from your green team. Thank you. Now, where is Kelly or Gary?
Either one or both.
And while the rest of the team is speaking, we're going to pass out the seeds to you. Oh, that's okay.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to thank Reverend Cece for that wonderful customized sermon. When I bid on that, I just had the idea of be cool to do a sermon a la Dr. Seuss, and I think you definitely nailed it, so thank you so much. So what I'm going to talk about is I'm very new to this green movement, but I just want to talk a little bit about composting and plastic bags. So my personal evolution with this is that I bought a NutriBullet. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is, but it's like a blender, and you put greens and fruits, and you make green smoothies. And so I have a lot of food waste, like from kale and banana peels. And I live in a condo, and I thought, well, it's so wasteful just to throw that stuff in the garbage. But since I live in a condo, I can't have my own compost pile. So I called around, and I couldn't find any place that would take it. But the center has a compost container in the backyard. So the center came through for me. So I just want to, this is the container that I use. I got it at the Container Store. But you can also, you can buy these compostable food bags. And on the table, I just have a few handouts, but I'm going to read what you can compost and what you cannot compost. So some of the things you can put in your compost pile are leaves, grass clippings, straw, fruit scraps, sawdust, coffee grounds, tea bags, paper towels and napkins, which I didn't know, paper plates, small plants, wood chips, and vegetable scraps. Now these are the things that you should not put in the compost pile. Meat scraps, bones, fat or cooking oil, peanut butter, cheese, dead animals, fish scraps, pet dropping. Now this is a handout I got at EarthFest yesterday from the Montgomery County Solid Waste. So it's not from me, but that's where I got that from. So the next thing, real quick, I want to talk to you about is plastic bags. And I'm very, I still use a lot of plastic bags, but I'm coming forward with it. And so I admit I was very ignorant, And these are the plastic bags I'm talking about, the ones you get from Kroger. Everybody uses that. So first I thought, well, these are plastic. I could just put them in the recycling bin. I mean, I was just thinking they would be recyclable. And what opened my eyes was last summer, I took a tour of the Rumpke recycling facility in Cincinnati. And so I learned that not only do they not accept plastic bags, they're a big hazard because they get stuck in all the recycling equipment. And not only will Rumpke not take them, Waste Management, Montgomery County Solid Waste, nobody will take the plastic bags. Kroger will take the plastic bags, but my dear friend Scott's here, and he's very involved in the Sierra Club. And what they want to do is they want to get this movie called Bag It shown. And a lot of cities have actually outlawed these plastic bags, and eventually they want to have a tax or outlaw the plastic bags. But I watched it, and it was disheartening. I mean, it was very informative, but these plastic bags are made out of petroleum. It's a non-renewable resource, and a lot of it ends up in the oceans, and fish eat the plastic because they can't distinguish that from food. So we're going to try to, the Sierra Club bought the rights to show this movie, and so I want to try to get a showing at the center. So we'll invite the public, so we just need to find a good place. And so if we do that, I hope you guys will all come. So thank you.
Thank you.
So I think now it's Gary's gonna speak.
All right, guys, working with a little nasal spring allergies. So I'm talking like Lily Tomlin right now. Remember her? Okay, we're gonna do something a little bit different. April 22nd, 1970. Why is that significant? Yes, the birthplace of Earth Day. Who is our president? Yes, good. He's a historian. And what led to the Earth movement back at that time? What were some of the things going on?
Fire on the Cuyahoga River.
Yes. In the summer of 1969, the Cuyahoga River actually was ablaze. You can believe that. That's hard to believe. There were some other things going on. You remember DDT?
Yeah.
Don't hear about that, but that was a major, remember smog? I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, and I lived about 15 miles from a major industrial zone. It was called River Rouge, and Ford had a big plant, a lot of smelters and iron ore, processing of oil, refineries. And whenever we drove through there, I wasn't driving, I was a 10-year-old in the 6th grade. But whenever we went through there, you could barely see, and you felt like you were choking whenever you drove through this section of I-75. So that was very poignant for me. There were other things. There was a major oil spill outside of Santa Barbara, California, which is in the LA basin. So there were a lot of things going on. The bald eagle was in decline, a big symbol of our culture. So as a result, there was a gentleman by the name of Senator Gaylord Nelson. I want to say Gaylord Perry because he was a baseball pitcher. But Gaylord Nelson kind of led a movement. It was bipartisan. And what he did is he created the Earth Movement. So 45 years later, it's still as relevant as it was back then. That movement now is in 190 countries. This was actually a start as just a U.S. initiative. It is now in 190 countries, kind of cool. And what I want to leave you with here is this is not a one-day event. I think some of us look at it as, well, it's Earth Day and I'll do my thing and then just go on from there. It really should be considered a year-long event. And I think the biggest thing is to have a connection. We talk about consciousness here, having a spiritual consciousness. Think about having an environmental or a planetary consciousness where you think about your actions. And every day we make decisions and we make Yeah, we consume, we buy things, we go out, we do things to our yards, and those things come into play because everything we do has a consequence. So have fun with this Earth Day, April 22nd, 2015. Make it fun. This is not a fear-based thing like we talked about last week. You're not going to learn. It's not going to hit here if it's about fear. Make it fun. Believe me, it'll be healthier for you. You might save some money. And with that, have a happy Earth Day. And I'm going to turn this over to Peggy Merritt. Peggy, who is our chair of the Green Team, is going to talk about sustainability.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Reverend Cece. Of course, I'm froggy too. I've been working with this for 2 weeks, so. You got the other one? Yeah. There should be some extra seeds, but if you could just take one, we only got about 100 of them ordered, and we can always get more later. So, and the Green Team and the Conscious Cafe are the ones that are paying for the seeds. So if you could just pass them and just take one, that'd be great. What I'm going to talk about is the word for the day is sustainability. It's the ability to continue and define the behavior indefinitely. And I dare say the human race would like to be around here indefinitely. At least I know I would. And we'd like our Earth to be able to take care of us indefinitely also. 25 years ago, as Gary had said, Herman Daly, one of the early pioneers of ecological sustainability, proposed 3 main conditions for sustainability. And I'm going to paraphrase those. For renewable resources, the rate of harvest must not exceed the rate of regeneration. This includes our forest as well as crops. Farmers have learned from our past that things like crop rotation to replenish the soil's minerals and proper farming methods to prevent erosion are a saving grace. Back in the 20s and 30s, we had the Dust Bowl out west, out in Oklahoma, and that was a lot of the reasons why they're doing this. For pollution, the rates of waste generation must not exceed our environment's capacity to assimilate the waste. This means air, water, earth, and our ozone layer is something we all must work on, and our Green Team is here to help you through education, recycling, and other efforts. For non-renewable resources, the depletion of these non-renewable resources like fossil fuels, oil, natural gas, and coal requires the development of equivalent renewable alternatives, such as the air turbine wind turbines that you see, the solar panels that you see on houses and buildings also. And then a lot of communities are growing sustainable gardens on rooftops as well. Dayton, I believe, we have one that's downtown, or they were talking about it that I know of. We also include the humanely kind and healthy treatment and care of animals. Because when we talk about sustainability, everybody constantly goes straight to the veggies, the fruits, the trees, all that. There's a healthy and ethical way of doing it with the animals too. It's not just your vegetarians and vegans that are doing this. It's the animal lovers as well, the meat carnivores, all that. You've heard the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a conscious and caring population to stand up for sustainability, our home world. Thank you for being that loving and mindful presence. Claire, yesterday, along with a few others, went to Earthfest down at downtown. Where's that at? The Garden Station? She brought along some little pamphlets in that. We have a few of them in the Conscious Cafe laying around on the tables. Go ahead and take them, or just write down the information if you want more information about it. There's other third world countries out there that are living sustainability, and you wouldn't think they would. There's a place in Brazil that they recycle everything, and I mean everything. They make more money doing that in their government, and that government is not corrupted. That's the whole thing. So it's doable, it's feasible. And then just off this subject real quick, one of the girls did a Mother's Day basket for Mother's Day. We're going to be raffling it off. It's $1 a ticket, 5 for 6. Or 6 for 5, sorry. It's worth $100 or more. There's a solidarity necklace from Kat, a black and white necklace, Joe Parker, and 2 pairs of earrings. And then I also put in some Avon product as well as perfume and a night cream. That's going to be donated to the center as well. So, and then also we're taking donations in the Conscious Cafe. to help do the sustainability and with the green team. So you want to say something too? Who are you? Do I know you? I'm done. Well, there's one more person. Where's he at real quick? Doug, there you are. And Doug has a presentation he's giving afterwards as well in the social hall about sustainability and renewability, correct?
Yeah, I can talk about it. We have time?
Go ahead and do it real quick.
Sure. You know, through a combination of wastefulness and overconsumption, we've reached a point where the effects of unsustainability are going to come home. They've already started. I've already seen things happening that are disturbing to me. Right now, the price of gasoline is down, but that's mostly because of political factors. It's not likely to stay that way. But I'm going to talk about critical, what I call strategic resources, and that's like air, water, the things that the other team members have already mentioned, and how we need to drastically reduce the amount of consumption in order to come into alignment and be sustainable with what Earth can provide. Right now, we're way over what the Earth can provide. So I'm going to give a workshop, and it's based on a contribution to the church, what you want to pay, love offering, at from 1:30 to about 2:30. I think we'll probably stay within those boundaries. So if you're interested, hang around. I think you'll find it interesting, and I'll give you a fair amount of data to back up what I'm saying. And also going to talk about the sociological and psychological factors that prevent mainly the general public from dealing with this or understanding this issue. So, welcome to come.
Thank you. Hi everybody, I'm Denise Klein. I just wanted to tell you, some of you may have already been aware, but I have taken several classes. I took a master recycling class through Montgomery County Solid Waste, and it was like 6 weeks, once a week in the evening, and it was really great. Lots of information, lots of local resources on understanding what happens with recycling. Like, you can throw all your recyclables into your recycle container. You do not need to separate anything anymore. So there's lots of things that you can learn from that. You can also volunteer at Metro Parks. There's all kinds of opportunities there. And I did also take a class at Cox Arboretum several years ago on composting. And I think that was 3 classes, and you can, they partner with Montgomery County Solid Waste, and you get a free composter if you complete all 3 classes, and I learned a lot from that too. So those are really fun, easy ways to just get more education and more motivation to know what you can do. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, where's those music people? Let's pray, shall we? Let's do a prayer, then we'll move on from there.
Those music people.
Those geniuses of music production, the Higher Mind Band. So just join with me in conscious awareness as we come together knowing that we are all one with everything that exists.
Bless you.
That we are participants in this billion-year dance of unfolding of life on earth. That we are the hearts and hands and minds and voices of Spirit, because Spirit is all there is. There's only one life, there's only one mind, there's only one heart. We call it by 10,000 names. God, Allah, Great Spirit, Universal Intelligence, Life, by whatever name it is called. It is the very substance of existence in our universe. And all that came about was created through it of its own being, including me, including you, including all people everywhere, including all creation, the manifest body of life itself. And so I know that right where we are, each one of us, that billion-year intelligence lives, with all of its wisdom and all of its intelligence and all of its power and all of its goodness and all of its creativity. And so I speak my word for each one of us, knowing that we step forward into that into the next billion years of this dance of unfolding and evolution. And we do so gratefully and joyfully, knowing that as we love our Mother Earth, she will love us back. And as we care for all life on earth, it cares for us. So knowing that this is the truth of who we are and who we are becoming, I say thank you, Mother, Father, God, and I let it be so, knowing it's already done. And we say together, and so it is.
I am just a thread, a simple thread in this glorious web of life. We are all just drops within a stream flowing towards an ocean of light. We may forget where we come from, we may forget where we're going to. I might not see that you're a reflection of me as much as I'm a reflection of you. Just a seed, a blessed seed with eternity unfolding in me. And I pray that as I grow, I will reveal the love that illuminates my soul. When I remember where I come from, when I remember where I'm going to, then I will see that you're a reflection of me as much as I'm a reflection of you. Simple prayer, may I become a reflection of the infinite one. This is my simple prayer, may I become a reflection of the infinite one. This is my simple prayer, become a reflection of the infinite one. This is my simple prayer. May I become a reflection of the infinite one.
Amen. Now we have an opportunity to give in support of the work of the center and of its very life. It's also a moment I would invite you to take to think about your blessings, to think about all the beauty that surrounds you on this earth, and to think about all the love that surrounds you in this community. And just let yourself be filled with gratitude. As the offering basket passes through your hands, please bless the abundance of our whole community. And let's affirm together, gratefully I give with an attitude of abundance.
Gratefully I give with an attitude of abundance.
I know that as I give, so do I receive. And so it is. Rested from the Bahamas with a couple of the kids to tell us what's going on back there.
All right, that last one. Annabelle, you want to come with me? Just over here. Hi, everyone. I'm Henrietta, and this is... Her name is Annabelle. Yes. Hello, Annabelle. Thank you. Annabelle, do you remember how many children we had in the back today? How many? 7. We had 7 children in the back. I'm going to ask the next young lady over here. What's your name, please?
Jasmine.
And how appropriately, what is the name of the religion we talked about today?
Jainism.
Yes, that's right. We learned about Jainism today. And what were the 3 major principles?
No.
Sorry, this is Miss Kelly. And she's one of our meditation leads.
Non-possessiveness, non-violence, and open-minded.
That's right. The 3 major principles are non-violence, not only to humans, but animals, including insects and plants. Non-absolutism means being open-minded and appreciating all different perspectives so we can get the complete truth, because everybody has a piece of that truth, but not the total truth. And the third one is being non-possessiveness, so not being greedy and not taking anything more than what we need. To take the point home about different perspectives, we played a game. We took the children, we covered their eyes, and we asked them to touch something, an object. And everybody got to touch a piece of that object. Then they came back to the room and talked about what they felt. And we were thinking some of the ideas were a teddy bear, tiles, wood, wheel, and it ended up being an office chair. And without everybody's perspective, we would not have gotten the complete truth. So that's one of the principles of Jainism. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Henrietta.
1, 2, 3.
If you want to sing this song, it's on page 61. You are beautiful, courageous, and wise beyond your ages. This I know for you, as I know myself. You are splendid, you're unique, with the whole world at your feet. This I know for you, as I know myself. You are brother to the flowers, and sister to the trees. This I know for you, as I know myself. As all life lives within you, you are one with God, it's true. This I know for you, as I know myself. This I know for you, as I know myself. This I know for you, as I know myself.
Thank you for being here, you gorgeous girls. So we will wrap up with a couple of quick announcements. The first one is stay for lunch. Just head right into the social hall with sustainable food, and then at noon in the bookstore, there's a class on creating your own aromatherapy medicine chest, so you can learn how to use the essential oils that we sell in the bookstore. Sorry, in the community room, all the way in the back. And also, of course, at 12:30 is, or no, 1:30. What time's your workshop?
1:30.
1:30. 1:30 is Doug's workshop in the social hall. Is that right? 1:45 is a hike at Sugar Creek Metro Park. You've got your choice of a whole bunch of stuff today to celebrate Earth Day. Yeah.
We're still doing the hike. It's supposed to rain, so if you want to come, I'll be there, but bring reindeer for sure.
Yes, wear your muddy shoes. We have a couple people who have some quick announcements. Stephanie, you're up first. Just remember in your workbook, I've been teaching classes for too long. In your bulletin insert on the very back page, there's a listing of all the things that are coming up, including the really big yard sale and all sorts of other things. But these are a couple special things coming up.
Hey, everybody. Okay, bookstore announcement. If you ordered a Soulful Journal, they are finally in. There are about 10, 12 of them. If you didn't remember, if you ordered one, come look. I'll sell you one. The latest edition of Science Mind magazine is in. And if you ordered a kit for Prosperity Plus 2, those are also in. A few months ago, I said something to Gary Victor about the possibility of a church softball team. Yeah. And I was then voluntold that I was the coach. Be careful what I wish for. Thank you, Kenny. So if you're interested, please come see me in the bookstore. I'll take down maybe your name and email, and we'll see how many people we get together. Co-ed? Absolutely. It'll probably just be in a church league if we have enough people, if we decide we want to do it. Because Gary voluntold me, Gary's position is already set. He's going to be on the hot corner. We'll put him at third base. Kathy Rice also has a set position. She is keeper of the cooler. Every other position is open. I do think I have a motto to put on the t-shirt: unconditional love, but no mercy on the base paths. Okay? Yeah, Clara's already, no skirts for the cheerleaders though, right, Clara? Okay. Okay, for Clara, okay. Okay, team trainer and hugger. I do have a slightly more serious announcement. You may not be aware of this, but Centers for Spiritual Living, our overarching organization, does have a diversity commission. It's on csl.org as well as Facebook. And this is their mission statement. It is to provide resources, education, and support in alignment with Science Mind principles for the purpose of creating and maintaining an atmosphere of inclusivity for all beings. So in the spirit of our organization's commission and its mission statement, I am honored and happy and nervous to announce the creation of an LGBTQ ministry here at Centers for Spiritual Living Greater Dayton. As you may already know, we've been a fixture at Dayton Gay Pride for a few years now, and of course Reverend Cece has conducted or co-conducted the mass wedding that they've had there for the past few years, including for my wife Kimberly and I just 2 years ago. So this is sort of a formalizing of a group here, so we can begin to do year-round outreach into the LGBTQ community. IA, there's lots of, we like our letters, to let others know that there is an accepting and affirming spiritual community out here. It's also to provide spiritual fellowship for those of us that do identify with any of those letters, and to provide some education for non-LGBTQ people, whether here at the center or in the community. Now, that having been said, even if you don't identify with any of the alphabet soup I just threw at you, we'll let you into the clubhouse. The initial meeting will be directly after service May 10th, okay, May 10th. I'd like to flesh out a little more of a purpose or mission statement of our own, figure out how often we would like to meet, and talk about some of the big upcoming events for the LGBTQ community. That includes the Global Pride Summit, which is something that this center and many others like us are sponsoring. It is a week-long online event. The Pride Parade for Dayton and Columbus is coming up here very shortly. Columbus is one of the larger ones in the U.S. I think it might be nice for us to go to CSL Columbus and support them there. There's National Coming Out Day in October, and Transgender Day of Remembrance is actually on a Sunday in November. So if you're interested in either of those groups, or both of them, let me know which one you might be interested in. Where the women of my tribe sign up for both. We'll have the best softball team ever. But everyone's invited, so please just come see me in the bookstore, and May 10th will be that meeting. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Stephanie. You're awesome. On May 2nd, one of our practitioners, Lana Mayhew Shammer, is going to be offering a workshop called The Tapestry of Grief. She's, if you don't know about her, she has been working in mental health for 25 years, and she is also has been a licensed practitioner here for 16 years. Wow. And so she has a lot of expertise and experience to offer you. There are flyers over on the table about this. I'll give you all the information on signing up. Teresa Napke, are you still here? Okay, she's gone. That we're done with announcements then, except to note that if you would like prayer for anything at all after the service, simply grab one of the people with the shawls on, the white or teal shawls, say you'd like prayer, and they will take it from there. Okay, the basket that Peggy mentioned is over there for you to look at. So let's stand and do our closing affirmation, and after that, another version of Holy Ground, one you all already know.
Yeah, I knew it.
The wholeness of the universe is seeking expression through me.
The wholeness of the universe is seeking expression through me.
Its nature is goodness.
Its nature is goodness.
Truth. Beauty. And wisdom. I allow it to shine through me. Today and always. And so it is. Have a fabulous week. You too.